With me now is Patrice Onwuka, Senior Policy Analyst for the Independent Women's Forum. If you listen to my show, I say the key to winning elections, especially in swing states like Florida, Pennsylvania, Ohio, the critical states, is the women's vote. I also say it's those 4 to 7% in the middle, the independents and the non-party affiliateds. And I've got a representative of both right here. Patrice, thanks for being here.
Sure.
Great to see you again.
Good to see you too.
So tell me a little bit about IWF, Independent Women's Forum, and what you're doing to mobilize female voters.
Absolutely. So the Independent Women's Forum is an educational organization. We want to help women understand that free markets and personal liberty and freedom are the things that help women really achieve their American dream and pursue everything that they can. We're a C3 organization, so we're not in mobilization, we're more in educating women. But we do have a sister organization that does do the mobilization.
Okay. So what is that organization?
Independent Women's Voice. So we've been engaged in healthcare debates and policy. Now we're turning to kind of paid leave and some of those other issues.
Right, so this is always a really interesting topic to me. What right now, as you survey your membership, how large is the organization?
I mean, we have thousands of followers on social media.
Right.
Yeah.
And then how many people do you figure you reach in a given month with your message?
Between essays, op-eds, like millions of people.
Okay, so you're reaching a needle-moving population of women who are independent, primarily independent or non-party affiliated voters.
Yes.
What are the top three issues to them? Excuse me, top three issues to them as we sit here today.
Number one, economic issues.
Okay.
You know, the bread and butter stuff. Can I pay for health care is number two, and number three, national security. So-called women's issues are not even on the top 5 of the list.
You know why I'm smiling? Because I say on my show, Patrice, maybe daily, that I don't care who you are. I don't care what your political affiliation is, your race, your religion, your creed, your sexual orientation. Every American fundamentally cares about 3 issues. 3 umbrella issues: money, safety, and family.
Yes.
Do I make more money? Safety is everything from national security. Do I get mugged walking in my car? And family ties in everything. It ties into money. Can I take the kids to Disney World and get them braces?
That's right.
Are my kids safe in their school? Very topical things. So it doesn't surprise me, and I find it condescending and pandering when politicians seem to think that women and those independent or NPA voters care about different issues.
Yeah.
I really do. Maybe they look at the issues in a different way. So let's talk about the issues.
Okay.
Where are you seeing independent and non-party affiliated women come down on tax reform?
I think now that they're getting the message and feeling it in their pockets, in their paychecks, they're starting to be supportive of it.
Okay.
I mean, general polling indicates that most Americans are now appreciative of tax cuts and tax reform, so that's good.
Okay, and now where are they on, obviously, the big issue in the room, unfortunately, was the Parkland shooting?
Yes.
So we're talking about school safety. We're so many issues in one, right? We're talking about funding for school security. We're talking about easy issues like securing and hardening schools as secure facilities. Then we get into the more complex issues: gun control, armed personnel in schools. Where are they falling down? I know I'm throwing a lot at you, but where are they coming down on those issues?
I mean, generally, most Americans are still fairly supportive of gun ownership and of the Second Amendment. I think there is going to be some movement coming out of Parkland on specific things. We saw President Trump wants to ban, bump stocks, for example. But I think Americans recognize you have to balance security and safety with your fundamental rights. And as a woman, especially women who are on campuses or in communities where there's a lot of violence, you want to know that you can protect yourself, and I don't think they want to lose that right.
They do. So your membership is pro-Second Amendment?
Well, we don't really get into Second Amendment issues so much, but there are a lot of women who, when we tangentially write about it,
pro-self-defense, the fair
absolutely.
Way to, and where do they stand on these issues, if you've even polled them or surveyed them? Armed personnel in schools, whether it be teachers who have prior military or law enforcement experience, police substations in our schools?
Yeah, we haven't dug that deep in. I think coming out of Parkland over the next few months, we'll probably get a better read for where women are there.
Where are they on President Trump?
I think there are conservative women who are staunch supporters. I think there's some right-of-center women who don't necessarily agree with everything he says, but like where the country is going, and that's the most important thing.
And that's really interesting. I spoke to a group of women in New York. My mother, friends of hers, friends of mine. And they've never been, they vote right. They're right-leaning voters, but some are left-leaning voters. But they've always been partisans, but not hyper-partisan.
Okay.
And they all voted for Trump. And the reason they all voted for Trump was what you said. A, the economic issues, but B, they just didn't find Hillary likable. I don't know if you saw that among your groups.
Oh, yes.
Your members.
I think women especially hated comments from Madeleine Albright that all women, have a responsibility to vote for Hillary Clinton just because she's a woman.
Yeah.
Women are independent thinkers,
Sure.
and we're thinking when we're voting or when we are considering issues, we're thinking about our family, we're thinking about our personal growth, and if your solutions are not going to help our family, help our growth, or help what's really important to us, you're not going to get our vote.
Yeah, I never liked, I really always, I know we have to critically analyze voter votes, but I've always been concerned that we do that too critically. Look, I don't care, like I said, if you're black, you're white, you're Hispanic, you're Asian, I don't care if you're male, female, gay, straight.
Yeah.
Everybody wants more money in their paycheck.
Yes.
Nobody wants their home broken into.
That's right.
I mean, I don't think anybody out there is pro-burglar or pro more oppressive taxes, right?
Exactly.
And I think what your membership is saying is from what I'm hearing, is they're just common sense voters.
Yes. Yeah, I think common sense is the right word. I mean, when you look at solutions, take an issue, like paid leave, for example. The left wants to make it one of these fundamental rights, and the right so far hasn't really had a strong answer. So we're coming in saying, hey, personal care accounts are a great private sector example where you put money aside, like you put aside money for a 401k, and then you can have maybe a very small targeted program if you need to. But the government is not going to be the full solution to every single one of your problems, and most women understand that.
Yeah, and that's a very libertarian conservative position. Let me figure out how to spend my own money. Let me invest my money my way.
That's what choice should be.
That's what choice should be. I don't want the government to do that.
Yes, exactly.
It's an interesting position.
Yeah.
So what do you guys have planned for 2018?
Oh my goodness.
Big midterms this year.
Yeah, I mean, we're again educating women on a lot of the issues, what's important to them. We're really pushing hard on tax cuts and tax reforms. # not crumbs. That's a pushback on Nancy Pelosi.
And N.W. Wasserman Schultz and all the rest of them.
And all the rest of them. And we're also talking about, the Ivanka Trump has really been pushing paid leave. So we're thinking, how do we push back on those state level mandates, which we are seeing across the country, where either employers are going to have to be taxed or individuals, every worker will have to be taxed.
Right.
There's got to be a better solution, and that's what we're trying to drive at.
There certainly does, and it might very well be those free market solutions. They tend to solve a lot more than government ever has.
Exactly. And they're not one size fits all. They're customizable to what you really need.
They really are. Patrice, absolute pleasure.
Nice pleasure,
Patrice
too.
Gianluca, Senior Policy, I want to get it right, Senior Policy Analyst for the Independent Women's Forum.
Nice, thank you so much.
For all of your CPAC 2018 coverage, stay tuned to The Rebel, and don't forget to subscribe to our premium service at www.therebel.media/shows, and go to your app store, check out the Rebel app.